Hi there, beautiful souls. Welcome back to Tuesday's Talk with Grada. Today, I want to quickly go over the 8 most common abundance blocks. So abundance blocks are sabotages or blockages deep inside your subconscious mind, so they're not totally obvious to you, that block you from getting the results that you want. And I'm going to mention them, and then I want you to just choose 1 or 2 of the ones that I mention, and I would like you to write them down and work. You can work with them in your spare time, and you may notice that the results in your life will change. So I quickly want to go over a few basic things, like you've heard the sentence, to change your results, you have to change your thinking, right? So many people out there don't understand that to get different results, something in your brain actually needs to change as well, right? But to get the results that you want actually goes way, way beyond that. You also have to catch what you're feeling, actually master your emotions, because you can't really manage your emotions. That's not how it works. You have to become a master of your emotions. And definitely manage your thoughts. That's something that we can choose to do every day. And of course, that's a muscle that you need to practice. So if you've been working so hard and you've really been changing your mindset and up-leveling yourself and practicing different things and implemented a good routine, like for instance a morning routine, or perhaps you're journaling, and perhaps you're already well and truly on your path, doing many things to change your results, and you still feel stuck, that's so frustrating, right? I want you to listen to my 8 most common abundance blockages, and just choose the one that jumps out at you. So these are abundance blocks that I've seen from working with my clients over a long, long time. I've basically been working with clients day in, day out, since the year 2000, so that's getting close to 25 years. All right, so the biggest one that I come across a lot, and I don't know if that's to do with a lot of people, maybe because I work in Tasmania, or maybe it's a global thing. I also have clients on the mainland, of course, and in other parts of the world now. I still see the same thing. So blockage number 1 that stops you from getting the abundance and the money that you deserve, or abundance in health and wealth and happiness, is a lack of deserving. So a lack of worthiness, and basically that shows up as I don't deserve it, and so the prosperity is passing you by, you're missing out. It could be singing its closest in the living room, you're in the bedroom, or it could be in the kitchen already, and you're still missing out on it, right? Because the universe wants to deliver it, but it literally can't come into your life because there is part of you that's blocking it. Now, I bet you are one of those people that's absolutely generous and giving, hardworking, good person, loyal, caring. Like most of my clients, my clients are all absolutely wonderful people. I'm so grateful that I've been able to surround myself with the most wonderful people in the whole world for all these years already. And you can be just like intelligent and, you know, caring, like I said, and always giving out to other people, and yet you're still not getting the riches or the abundance or the happiness levels that you deserve. And the reason is that there is part of you, and that part is hidden, so it's not totally obvious to you, that believes you're not worthy, you're not deserving. Now this part can only be maybe as small as, say, 1% of you. If you would say 100%, 99% of you can be on board with abundance, and this 1% is literally tipping you up. And the 1% was probably activated or put into you because society has many ways to tell us that, oh, well, you don't deserve that, or you're not worthy of that, or who do you think you are? You know, this happens to us in our childhood, and on top of that, we've also inherited it from many a whole lineage of ancestors. We know that the previous generations didn't have an easy life, much harder than what we have today. So across the board, this is the number one abundance blocker that I see, a lack of deserving, like I'm not worthy. So that's one that you need to tune into today. So get a piece and paper. I'll put it anyway in the article, but if you're in a hurry, you can write it down now. So it's a basic lack of deserving. And then secondly, a really important abundance block is that people think, I don't have what it takes. It works for everyone else, but it's not going to work for me. I'm not enough. That's basically where it comes from. The root of that abundance block is I am not enough, right? Now, after I'm not worthy, I'm not enough would be probably the second most common globally across the globe abundance block. So I'm not enough, it's not going to work for me, I will never be enough. So that is really, really important that you start noticing that in yourself. When does that show up for you? I'm sure that it doesn't show up in areas of your life where you feel really comfortable and you feel like everything is working fine. But it's important that you notice it in the moments that you do feel uncomfortable. When you start to feel uncomfortable in a situation, you need to, sorry, I'm getting messages. Hopefully you can all hear me. It's in the moments that you're uncomfortable that they can notice, oh, what's going on here? And we don't always know what's going on here because we've been living in our own chemical soup since day dot, right? Since we took our own breath. So we don't know what's going on. So I'm not good enough is absolutely a global issue. And so building confidence and restoring your worthiness is something, of course, that you can do with a healer. Like I need help myself with that. This is something that I constantly struggle with. We all do. And there are ways to go around it. So in a minute, I will take you through a quick process that will elevate you a little bit and make that less painful. All right. Number 3 abundance blocker is like, there's not enough to go around in the world, right? How many people say that? Oh, well, if you have more, if you're going to earn $500 a week more, well, that's going to be taken from somebody else. Somebody else is going to starve. So people have this global scarcity program ticking away in the back of their mind. And it's totally not true. I want you to know this is based on a big fat lie. Because our world is so abundant, I've heard it say that if all the money that was shared, that's hidden now, like in the bank or wherever it's hidden, if all that money was shared out equally across all of the 8 billion people in the world, every one of us would have $1 million, right? So, for instance, with Pete and me, there's Pete and me, and then we've got our 6 kids and blah, blah. I've got grandchildren, there's like 26 of us in our tribe. That would mean if when we all come together, say for Christmas or something, that would mean altogether we would be worth more $26 million. But of course, that's not the case, right? It'd be minus 26 million just about. Anyway, that's beside the point. But there is so much money. Our earth is so prosperous, Mother Nature. You look around you, right? Where do you see lack of prosperity in nature? You just don't see it because the grass is always growing. You see little calves that are born and the cows look good. I mean, I live in a rural area, but there's so much abundance everywhere and you are worthy of having your fair share, which apparently means you're definitely, what's the word? You deserve $1 million. Everyone does. All right. So number 4 is that money doesn't grow in trees. So that means you just have to work really, really hard. And if you want more money, you have to work harder, even harder than you already do. And people are tired. They're exhausted. I bet you are exhausted and people are stressed. So this really puts them off. And they're not going to even wish for more money. Now, when I say abundance, I do also talk about money. Because money, of course, is the currency of abundance. Still in our current world at the moment. So again, that's not true because money the money opportunities are everywhere, and so I'll explain that in a minute. All right. Abundance blocker number 5 is that you waste too much time comparing yourself to others. So when you're comparing yourself to other people in your field or in your peer group or whatever, that means you are competing, and competing is the opposite to creating, right? So you have your own connection to source or God or the universe or your higher self, whatever you like to call it, and you can get fresh inspiration from that source to create your own reality, which is completely different to everyone else's. So just bring yourself back to your own connection to your own higher self or your own creative genius, and start waiting for the ideas to drop through to you so that you can create your own reality. So abundance blocker number 6 is that you don't want to be greedy, or that you don't want to be selfish, arrogant or pompous, because we have this weird perception that rich people are all arrogant or pompous or full of themselves or whatever, and you don't want to be like that. And so the message behind that is that people think money corrupts, like, oh, she was a good person, but look at her now, she's all corrupted, and the money did that. But I actually want to let you in on a secret. Money doesn't corrupt. Money is what we call the great revealer. So if you are corruptible, right, if you have something in you that will sway you towards corruption, money is going to show that up in your life. But if you don't have that in you, then it's not going to happen. Money is not going to corrupt you. Money might just show your goodness and your generosity, and then you can have more impact in your family and your community, right? So, and then money is not spiritual. People believe that as well. They believe that money is anti-God or anti-spiritual, but money is spiritual, and money in action, like people handling money, dealing with money, having integrity and all of that, is called spiritual, you're being on your spiritual journey, right? So it's, how do I say it? It creates a lot of spiritual growth in the person, because as you know, dealing with money is very, very challenging, and it's going to bring up all your shadows, like what we call shadow sides. And then you have to work with your shadows. So you get a lot of spiritual growth when abundance increases in your life. So people are also very, very scared that if they get more money, it's going to, they're going to lose their tribe. So that's going to create a rift between them and their brothers and sisters, between you and your friends, between you and your kids, between you and whoever, your parents. And sometimes that sad thing is it does happen like that, because for you to create more money and more abundance, that means your wealth consciousness is growing and accelerating, and it means people around you are being left behind because they're not on the same journey. So often, it can create a rift between you and your previous circle of friends, but the universe never leaves a void anywhere. So that's going to be filled with new friends or new, siblings, people that can represent your siblings or whoever you've lost. The universe will fill that up for you and give you a quality relationship as well. So when you start to work with abundance, right, that will often bring out a level of uncomfortableness, but you can do it. Like, you are already a warrior anyway, especially if you're listening to this video, or if you're one of my clients or in my tribe. I know that you're on a path of personal and spiritual development. You want to grow, you want to bring out the best in you, and you're probably already used to being uncomfortable. And anyway, staying in the same spot is also uncomfortable, because the universe always wants to push us forward, because the movement of the universe is to progress, to evolve. It's not devolving, it's always evolving. And in our day and age now, there is so much energy and light coming in that people can't keep up with the light that's coming in. And that's why we see so many breakdowns today as well. We see a breakdown in health in people. We see a breakdown in systems. Everything is getting more complicated. It's not because the universe is going backwards. It's actually because there's so much light and abundance coming in. And people don't know what to do with it because their nervous systems are still stuck in the dark ages. Right, so if you feel like this, you've been suffering a lot, or you've feel squeezed by the universe, or just come and reach out and come and see me, book a session in with me. I mean, I can relieve that very, very quickly for you. I can also point out where your blind spots are, or where how do I say it, where your energy is trapped, because that's what I do. I'm an energy detective and I specialize in that. So you won't be uncomfortable all the time anyway. We all know you just go through, move with the uncomfortableness and go through it. And on the other side is a new level of freedom where you just feel so much better and things will flow and you're going to get results that you want. And by the way, I'm not just talking about money here. I also talk about health, of course, and happiness, even true love and all the things that make us feel good as human beings. So let's just finish with a very quick correction. I call it a correction, but it's just like getting you from a point of where you are feeling maybe a bit confused or in pain to feeling a little bit more freedom in your body. So just choose something like one of these money blocks where you just maybe choose I don't feel good enough, because most people don't feel good enough. All right, we can choose that right now. And then I invite you to close your eyes. When you close your eyes, you really connect with your subconscious mind. The subconscious mind is your, the goal getter. It goes after your goals, and it's also your immune system, your life force. All right, and I want you to just think of a time that you really didn't feel good enough, or maybe it's all the time. Think of a situation that shows up for you and you think, I can't do this. That works for her and she does that so well, but I can't. All right. Now that will feel like a sense of pain or contraction somewhere in your body, an uncomfortable feeling. So I want you to go through your body, just breathe into your body and find that spot in your body where that sits. It's most likely not right through your body. It's most likely just one part of your body will jump right out of you. It could be sitting in your neck, your shoulder blade, in your liver, in your bladder, in your knee, anywhere. All right. So now I want you to put your hand on wherever that is. So just for the video, I'm just going to put my hand on my forehead, pretend it's behind my forehead. And now we're just going to do so super simple. We know that it's a contraction. That means it's like we squeezed real tight. We're just going to breathe into it and allowing a little bit more space. So imagine if it's like, maybe imagine blowing into a balloon. So you're just going, breathe into that area and exhale. And what you can do is even breathe into it with fresh spaciousness, the energy of unity and abundance, and letting go of that sense of contraction. And all you need to do is create just a little bit more space, a sense of hopefulness, that's all. Just being a little bit more hopeful. You can even think of a time when you were good enough, you were more than good enough, you were abundantly over the top good enough. Think of a time like that. You did so well, and just breathe it into your body, into that space. And just allow that contraction to relax. Just let it relax. Just let it go. Let it go. Let it go some more. And just let in a bit more space. Just make it a big, more spacious, more open, letting in the I am good enough, the enough, I am enough feeling. You just tune into that frequency like you dial that television in or the radio, into that frequency like I am enough, the I am enough FM. And just let it go to that spot. And now it feels way more spacious. And that's really all you have to do, right? All you have to do, you've created a chemical reaction in your body, a chemical correction actually that will hold. I want you to know, once you've released that block, it's not going to come back, right? Because it's been in there since your childhood, since from day dot, maybe even from your ancestors, and then it was built upon during your childhood and it got stuck in really, really deep. And as soon as you create spaciousness around it, or just a bit more openness, the energy can flow into it, and that energy flow will dissolve all the rest, and it's not going to come back, right? So that already will create a shift in your inner being, and that's going to be represented by a shift in your external circumstances. Straight away, like within 24 hours, you'll see results. So these are just some of the things that you can do for yourself. And I've already been talking for 20 minutes, so that's long enough. So thank you for tuning in, and thank you for being on the path of bringing out the best version of yourself, wanting to bring your best life, being a light in your community and all the rest. So I'm here to help you. So please reach out to me if you do feel stuck, and we can shift absolutely truckloads of stuckness, truckloads of blockages in one session. All right, so thanks for tuning in, everyone. Hope you have a really good week. Just play around with the 8 most common abundance blocks. I'll put it in the article as well, so you can read through the article, and you'll see the results, positive results, just going to drop into your lap. Thanks for listening, everyone. Big love from me, and I look forward to being with you next week. Bye, everyone.